Let's talk Womentalk. Born the granddaughter of Singapore's first tattoo artist, Johnny Two Thumbs, Sumithra Debi has been following in her grandfather's footsteps since she was 15. Sumithra has not only flourished in a trade dominated by men, but has made use of her skills to help others through areola tattooing. Watch how this badass artist changes the lives of others through her ink.
Well, Sumithra, thank you so much for giving us the privilege to interview you. Your story is really amazing, and it's such an honor to be able to meet the granddaughter of the first tattoo artist, Johnny Two Thumbs, in Singapore. How did you start, or what made you want to be a tattoo artist?
It never occurred to me to be, because being a tattoo artist, being in the family trade, to me was just a normal thing. You know, we would go to my grandfather's store when we were younger, and we would hang around our uncle's store, and everything was like norm for me. It was never an ambition or never a direction that I wanted to go and pursue. Even after I started tattooing, it was very difficult for me to prove to everyone that I was good enough to start as an apprentice, because I was 16, I was a female, and I looked really young.
I can't imagine. I mean, you probably I know you don't like to claim it, but I know you probably are the first female tattoo artist in Singapore. And I mean, back then I can't imagine, it's like a really, really male-dominated environment. Even the clients were male, right? How did it feel back then to be like, you know, the only girl around and you know, kind of trying, you said, in a way trying to prove that you can do it?
I started changing myself. I started becoming more of a tomboy, to be honest, because I realized the girly girl wasn't really accepted, because then they start looking at you as more as a receptionist.
Oh dear.
Yes, and to this day, I could stand behind the counter, and if somebody came up to me and says, "No, I just want to speak to the artist," and I said, "So you will, you shall," you know, and I'll just walk away. And when they figure out, you know, that I'm the tattoo artist to go to, then they feel really embarrassed.
Let's talk a little bit about your grandfather. I mean, I know you're very proud of him. Like you said, you wanted to live up to his name as well. How does your grandfather's legacy live on in you?
I was very blessed to be able to, you know, nobody even foresaw it, because everyone wanted one of the boys to take over, but nobody expected the female to take over, me especially. So I would say, yeah, I'm very blessed to be able to carry on his name.
I've read that your friends didn't know your teeth. Nobody pretty much knew about this.
I wanted everyone to mind their own business, because the thing is that if there's too many people talking, there's so much static noise around you, you get very derailed, you get very distracted, and I was a very emotional person back then. So if you didn't have anything good to say, I'd rather not hear it.
Yeah.
And I was very focused at that time. I knew what I wanted.
At that time, just the reputation, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it wasn't a positive thing.
Or like positive.
You always got judged very negatively.
Yeah.
And
I wonder why though, because it's such a beautiful art form, right? I mean, it's like you said, you need to be able to draw. I mean, you are an artist, but on top of that, you are doing something so personal for.
But it was whatever that I did back then is not like it is now. The whole the idea of being in a tattoo shop and the people that surrounded the tattoo shop, there was a lot of negativity. At that time, there was a lot of gangs at the same time.
I see.
They were still weeding it out, weeding those kind of people
I guess the
out.
Association.
Yes, association. So there was always that mindset, and the stigma was always there.
Now I know you are a female tattoo artist.
Yes.
And not just you know, tattoos on drawings on you know, but you also do areola tattooing. Tell us just a little bit of the background about how areola tattooing came about in your life, because you are probably one of the biggest advocates for it now. You are certified.
Yes.
You have what they call a paramedical certificate, right?
Yes.
How did areola tattooing come about in your life?
I would say about 10, 15 years ago. I can't remember exactly, but I know it was quite a while back, where there was a lot of tattoo shops in this building, and there was a lady who was walking around, and she was asking. It started with a few ladies, but this is one of the ladies that I can recall, when she was asking around for this to recolor her areolas, and nobody took her seriously, and I think she was received very, very poorly, and in a very insensitive manner. And when she arrived at the studio, I remember that she was at a point break of breaking down. She came in and she asked me, and I got over my fear. I said, you know what, it's just a tattoo. Let me just do it. Let me just try. So I did. And
she was a breast cancer survivor?
Yes, she was.
Okay.
And it worked, and that was the amazing part.
How do you feel doing it?
I was fearful, because it was something new to me. You know, it was not an average tattoo, and then, you know, I was still becoming an artist. But I figured if I could do a realistic butterfly, I could do a realistic areola. Then she came back and she was so pleased with it, and we touched it up. And she went back to her doctor and she said that was amazing. So then it started. I said, okay, that's one positive.
It's like seeing the impact
Yes,
of
exactly.
the work.
So then it started in one at a time. I just never had the heart to deny somebody who needed help. So I just did it. It was absolutely worth it because it was nothing but positivity. It was positivity for the ladies. It was positivity for the overall industry, because if I could be that one artist that changes everybody's mindset, every artist could be able to take on this and do it, not just me, you know.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I would love to talk to you more about the process of areola tattooing, and then, you know, if anybody out there who is a breast cancer survivor, they want to know about this, we can talk about that. But I'd love to see your studio, and maybe we can continue the conversation there.
Okay.
I've been speaking to Sumithra, a tattoo artist who has been using her skills and passion for her art to help many breast cancer survivors regain confidence in themselves. She brings me into her personal studio to show me where all the magic happens.
Once the curtains are drawn, doors will be locked and it'll be in a very private area. We'll move on to this section here where we'll do a setup of all the equipment.
Okay.
And she gets to see the needles, the equipment, everything laid out, and how sterile it is.
So Sumithra, maybe you can take me through the process itself, like from when a breast cancer patient or survivor walks in to your office. You know, what is the process you kind of go through with them, and you know,
before we go to the colors and all, we will start off with a consultation first.
Okay.
And usually we'll have it over here. First, we'll do an assessment. What are the stages of her healing? After the assessment, I will be able to refer her to one of these color tones, because everyone has a base tone to work with. So what I've done is I've done out this basic graphics because it's easier for them to understand, than rather than looking at another patient's picture, because then they're going to get distracted and emotional about another lady going through exactly what they've gone through. Each lady has a different size, a different shape, so there's so many things to adjust. And with that, she's able to try it on for at least 3 days to a week. So what I do is I just do the basic first, and when it transfers on skin, it's very translucent, so it will actually show your original skin tone partially through. So once the sticker is printed out on whichever she requests, right, then these are my sample sets. So it comes out in many different pieces like this.
So okay, so they've agreed. What happens next?
How it looks like before, after reconstruction, after a nipple reconstruction, which is also known as a button. And with this form, a realistic areola can be done as a tattoo, just by coloring in and adding tones. And this is one of the molds that I will show, just for
yes, of course.
Yeah, to be able to show them, yes, because this is the actual tattoo. This is I've actually tattooed.
Oh, so this is
yes.
Oh, so this is something that you've tattooed.
Yes. So they're able to understand and look and feel that this is the colors that we use, and this is how realistic it can be. And this is just a silicone.
This is amazing.
Yep.
What are some of the questions that you get during the consultation process?
During the consultation, the first thing they'll ask me, is this permanent? And it's very simple. Yes, it's permanent, because it is like a tattoo. Majority of the times, I would always say that, you know, basic hygiene, changing the bra, don't recycle, making sure the area is dry and clean, and applying a mild antiseptic cream. So when they listen to how easy the aftercare is, right, then the fear, half of the fear is already gone. And then I explain to them, okay, so, this is what will be the results, and what I will do is I already have a portfolio of all the previous works that have been done, and this I will only share with a lady who has gone through this procedure, and she would understand it. And every time I do share this, I would explain it to the next lady who is the photographs are being taken from. So it's only within the circle of ladies.
That's fantastic.
Not even the partners that sit down with us, because at the end of the day, it's between me and the person who's getting it. So, and once they see the results and they see what can be done, and after the healing process, and then they're almost up for it without and there's no doubt.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
There's no doubt in mind for them to get it.
And you, I mean, you have this empathy about you as well, and you know, it's so easy to relate to you, and I think you feel so much as well for
Yes,
them.
definitely.
And even as a woman, I guess there's the affiliation.
We do feel, because of course, you know, you put yourself in their shoes, and and you understand that the pain that they have to go through, and now this is the last stage of the whole marathon they have to do.
Yeah.
So it's the crowning, I think, glory part where they do it for themselves and not for anybody else, not even for their husbands. They do it for themselves, and that's the amazing part. The changes sometimes are immediately after, when they get up and they look at themselves in the mirror, you know, the reflection that they get, and they realize what a difference it makes. But the beautiful part is when they come back in again and they stand up straighter. They are much more positive. So there's so much changes. Sometimes you can even explain. I can't even explain it, because you can just tell from the last time you've seen them, when they come in quite wary. Sometimes they don't have makeup on. They don't care about themselves, and then they come in and they're all dolled up, and they come in with their best friends, and all the, you know, the chit chatters goes on, and it was such a huge difference from what it was before.
Why are you so passionate about tattooing, especially areola tattooing?
Well, what is amazing about it is right here, you know, I'm just drawing every single day, I'm creating every single day. I don't have to step out of my area here to be able to help people, you know. And I think that's how much more easier can that be, you know, that if I don't, I think that's very silly of me to, you know, not be able to take such an opportunity to be able to help people.
For me to be able to like witness this process, I mean, it's really wonderful. I'm sure you've sent many women out of this beautiful studio, you know, kind of with so much more confidence and so much happier, and like you say, they do it for themselves. Well, Sumithra, I have to ask you, what is empowerment to you?
I think empowerment to me is to be able to do something so small, but it makes such a substantial difference, and in the end you create something so meaningful.
Well, Sumithra, I don't think what you do is small. I think it's so many years of hard work that has gotten you to this point, and I mean it's so fascinating, and such a deep respect I have for your art and what you do and the impact that you are creating in so many people's lives. So thank you so much. Thank you for inspiring all of us.
Sumithra shows us that being a tattoo artist can be powerful and life-changing. Her areola tattooing has become an integral part of the healing process for many breast cancer survivors, and has helped them have the confidence and courage to face the world anew. Through her enduring passion and unwavering dedication, Sumithra has done her grandfather's legacy proud, and in the process, she's had a transformative impact and instilled a deep sense of empowerment in people's lives through her art. Thank you so much for watching Women Talk. Here are more stories of inspiring women just for you.